Hello, 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 my friends. Welcome back to episode 2 of the Cybernetic Séance podcast. I am your host, Ryan Frankenstein, aka Ryan Laney, or whatever. Once again, this is episode 2. We are happy that you guys are here. It's a beautiful Wednesday. It's a nice sunny day here in Southern California. Here's my radio voice. It's a nice sunny day here in Southern California. Oh, it's beautiful. In case some of you guys did not know, Our Frankenstein went on a tour about a month ago. It's been about a month since our tour. And like I said in our last stream, it was a whirlwind. Speaking of that tour, the drummer that we had on the road with us who played the character Dolly is here with us tonight. Everyone, I want you guys to welcome Maddie Corvin. He'll be here any minute now. We got a black screen here, folks. Uh-oh. What do we got going on here? Aha! There we are.
What's up, dude?
What's up, man? How you doing?
How's it going?
Good, man.
I think we're having some technical difficulties right now.
You're good. Can you hear me loud and clear? Uh-oh. You know what I'm going to do here, buddy? I'm going to add you back in and see if that fixes anything. We're going to try this one more time, guys. Whoa. How are we? Can we hear you? I think he's still fixing his stuff. Well, to clear the the dead air here, wanted to let you guys know a little bit about good old Maddie here. He did drum for us on this last tour, the Road to Hell tour that we did. But in case some of you guys do not know, Maddie is the singer of his own band called Corvin's Breed. And they're, I'll let him go into more of that detail, but they're what you would consider, I suppose, it's like industrial metal. Definitely, for sure. Not quite like Our Frankenstein, but they definitely have their own thing going on, for sure. How are we doing over there, Maddie? Oh, man. Let's see what's going on here in the comments. Let's see what everyone's doing. Look at these cuties. What's up, Fat Life? What's up, Max? Mrs. Patton? Hello, everyone. Hope you guys are enjoying the show so far. Maddie, how are we doing over there on your end? It's show business, baby. That's what we got to do. We got to work out those kinks. We're going to work out those kinks. Speaking of kinks, Brenton's in the chat. Ooh, hello. Well, you guys, while this is happening, I think this will be a perfect time for you guys to touch your toes a little, or dip your toes a little bit into Corvin's Breed. So without further ado, this is I'm Not Normal from Corvin's Breed, which is Maddie's band.
People fight me and tell me
That was I'm Not Normal from Corvin's Breed. Can you guys make out a single word I'm saying here? Can you guys hear me well out there in Radio Land? Oh, trying to get a hold of Mr. Corvin here. He hopped off, so trying to get him back on the stream. Trying to figure out whatever issue is going on his end. Things were working plain and good just a moment ago. So, you guys can hear me well? You guys are good? All right then. Well, since we might be having Maddie back here. Let's see how this one goes, guys. Fingers crossed, friends. Fingers crossed. How are we going?
We're back.
Woohoo! Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Maddie Corvin. So let's
Thank you for having me.
Let's pretend that the last 5 or so minutes didn't happen, but we did play one of your songs, I'm Not Normal. Let's just jump right into it. Tell us who you are. What are you about? Everyone kind of knows you are the singer of Corvin's Breed, but let's get into it.
What was that? I can't make out what you're saying.
Give us a crash course on who you are.
I am the lead vocalist of the band Corvin's Breed, the creator, and I'm also a drummer as well, and as well as a multi-instrumentalist. I'm kind of a jack of all trades, and I also produce music.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. How's the audio coming in on your end? You say you got a weird effect coming through?
What was that?
How is the audio coming in on your end? You can't hear me very well?
Yeah, everything's going well.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, Maddie, is there anything you can tell us about the last song that we played, I'm Not Normal? I know all about your shit. Like me personally, I know everything about your, well, not everything, but I know most stuff about your music. I spent an entire month with you in a mini mom van, fucking Karen. So for the people out there that don't know anything about I'm Not Normal, is there anything you can say about that particular track?
Give me 1 second. I'm just going to try and go somewhere in the house so I can see if that's the issue, because I'm having some trouble.
We're going on a field trip. We're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship.
Okay.
Shout out Matt Carter. Matt Carter in the house.
What was that?
Said shout out Matt Carter. Matt Carter in the house. Are you having delays, my friend?
What was that?
Can you hear me?
I'm having a lot of trouble hearing you.
That's really strange, man.
I don't know what is happening, but I'm having... I could hear you before the stream. Everything was fine. And
so, tell me a bit about I'm Not
now.
Normal. Please. Tell us a bit about I'm Not Normal and about that track.
What's that?
Tell us about I'm Not Normal.
Abnormal was it was something that I had this concept of, like, I couldn't really grasp the idea that everyone, wanted to be, everyone wants to be normal. Everyone wants to go to school, get a career in something, work, go home, have a family, and pretty much die. And I just didn't like that concept, so I wanted to do I wanted to do something that really portrayed the message of, that, to the people that, didn't think that they were normal. I wanted to kind of, make them feel like, that's okay. I'm not normal. You're not normal. We're all not normal if you really think about it. So, yeah, that was something I did many years ago, and I think still, lives up to this day, and it always will.
I like that. A tale as old as time, as they say.
What was that?
A tale as old as time, as they say.
I still didn't get that. I'm sorry.
Man, you got to fix your speakers, bro. You got to fix those speakers. So right now, what we're going to do, folks, is actually we're going to go into the next Corvin's Breed song, and I'm going to let you guys tune into that sweet, sweet jam. This, guys, is off his next album, Witching Hour. This is the title track, Witching Hour. Enjoy.
Cry
Hello, everyone, guys. Welcome back to the Cybernetic Séance podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Laney, aka Ryan Frankenstein. In case you guys are curious about the absence of Maddie Corvin right now, he is fixing whatever issue he's having with his end on the stream. I guess first it was picture, now it was audio. So we're going to have him back here in just a few minutes when he works out those kinks. In the meantime, thought I'd come on here and just talk a little bit about what we did together. We had a drummer who was not able to tour with us on our last tour, so we actually had Maddie from Corvin's Breed come in and fill in the spot. And it's been, having him on the road was pretty neat. It was a really neat experience. We had talked about touring together for a long time, and it was really neat to actually do that. I'm gonna take a peek here at the old comments. Remember our pool day, says Fat Life. Of course. How could I forget that romantic day surrounded by geckos in Florida? It was a miraculous, beautiful time. Your mom's not normal. I think I know what that means. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what that means. Yuck Fu Todd says, thanks for a killer show in Detroit a few months back. Yo, of course. Oh, man, we're trying to get back out there very soon. Yeah, no, that tour was an amazing experience for us. It was the first ever tour that Our Frankenstein's ever done. And yeah. By the way, guys, since I'm on the stream right now, I'm rocking one of these bad boys. The Dawn of the Hypercult shirt. You can get one of these bad boys on our merch store today. We got a whole bunch of good stuff up there. Just click the link and I don't know, in our Instagram's bio, it's just search Our Frankenstein merch on Google. You'll find it. And on the topic of this hat, I want to let you guys know this is from the homie Grim. These guys caught me out. We played a couple of shows with them on the road when we did this tour, and these guys are playing Gathering of the Juggalos this Friday. So if you guys want to see some like really freaky like horror, trap, industrial metal stuff, this is the guy, man. Support this dude. He's a fellow masked bro, and we love him. We love him, and we appreciate him. We're still waiting for Maddie. Look out for Fat Life as a future driver for Our Frankenstein. You already know that's gonna happen. Yeah, folks, we are waiting. You still need to get a shirt made in your size. Yes, dude, of course. That's kind of what I want to do here. Well, look, folks, I think we got the boy here. So let's see. Let's give this a shot. Fingers crossed, my friends.
Hey.
Woo! Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yes. Okay.
All right. Yeah. I don't know what was happening there, but yeah. I could not make out a word that you were saying at all.
Dude, I don't know what was going on with your speakers, man.
Yeah, I have no idea, but I'm here now, so
let's just do it. Let's get into it, man. I mean, you already told us who you were. You kind of told us about what you do. I sort of briefed these young folks on the fact that you did drum for us on the road.
I did.
A month ago, right? It's been about a month.
Yeah.
And I want you to just go more into detail about the songs that we just played. I mean, we started off with I'm Not Normal.
Yes.
And then we went into Witching Hour. Is there anything you can tell us about the two albums or the two projects in general?
Yeah, so Abnormal came off of the I'm Not Normal EP, and that was something that I wrote when I was about 15 or 16 years old. I was having a really hard time trying to find a band and a lineup, so I just said, screw it, I'll pick up the guitar, I'll teach myself how to play. And within 3 months of experience, I wrote that EP. And Abnormal specifically was something that it was a little bit like a mini concept album is how I like to think about it. The concept was basically was, you know, how some of my peers and family uh didn't accept the fact that, you know, I was trying to do what I was trying to do, and it was almost like I was being alienated, and I wanted to basically write an album or an EP about that. The Witching Hour was something that I did in 2018, 2019. I started. It was our first album. I worked with Angel Nightmare uh, on it, and he did all
Original
the
guitar player for Frankenstein, folks.
yes, uh, as well as many other projects. But yeah, he did a lot of the, you know, I reached out to him, and you know, at the time I still didn't really have a solid band, so I was like, hey, I would really love to do this dark metal album with some industrial elements, and he was all for it. And at the time, I had a hard time sleeping, and for some reason, uh, anywhere from like 2 to like 4 o'clock in the morning, and that's when like I was at like, I would say my best. So like I would just be up all night and just like creating stuff, and whether it was writing music or writing lyrics, or you know, that seemed to be when I had my best work. So I really want to kind of write about that, and I almost felt like the energy around me was very like, you know, like got to keep that moving type of thing. And you know, I was like, what if uh it was like, you know, since like that around 3 a.m. is like is the witching hour, so like, you know, what if it was like this energy and these spirits that were causing havoc, and I was, you know, a part of that energy, I like to think.
Yeah.
So it's more like a kind of a chaotic destruction album.
Would you say you felt a little haunted during the creation of this album? So you sort of like took on the, not the band, but the spirit ghost persona,
Yeah,
so to speak.
yeah, I would say so. Definite and definitely, especially like around that time, you know, my character was very uh, like ghostly, and very like kind of like, oh, we're gonna haunt you type of thing, and you know, that was fun.
Interesting. Well, on that topic of your character, this is sort of a question I want to ask all my guests on the show here. And
Mhm.
that question is, what horror movie, or I guess character from a horror movie, like what horror villain, what monster inspired Maddie Corvin? Like, is he based off of anybody? Is there anything that inspires
I would
that
have to
entity?
say, I would have to say that for the witching hour specifically, I would have to if I could identify myself with any horror character for that album, it would be Freddy Krueger. Uh,
Okay, okay.
I'm a big Nightmare on Elm Street fan, but ultimately, I try to make my own character, you know, and
Definitely.
I kind of like being like the director and doing something new, you know, like because like you look at these guys like Rob Zombie and Alice Cooper, you know, those guys like really got it down. You know, they create their own monsters, and I'm really inspired by that, and that's what I continue to do.
I like that. So you mentioned Freddy Krueger. What about Freddy Krueger do you like? Like, what makes him your favorite?
um I would probably have to say that I like how he like goes into these kids dreams, and it's like there's no escape um from him, and it's kind of like everybody's around them are calling it bluff and whatever, and there's really no way to prove it. Especially with somebody that has a hard time sleeping. I could really relate to that, and I think that's something that is really smart.
Hits close to home.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Team
I
Freddy.
I I can I can confirm, folks, that he has a hard time sleeping. He does, because we slept together every night for a month
We
straight. If you
did.
can't not sleep to yeah, well, we not sleep together, but we slept together in the same room. And I'll say one thing: the one thing that's harder than for you to do than go to sleep is to wake you up.
Yep.
Man,
Yeah.
this guy has a hard time sleeping, folks. But when he does, it's like a rock. It's like Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
I'm like the bear. I like to more or less think about it. It's like, I'm in hibernation mode, and you know, you take a stick, you poke the bear.
Wouldn't do
Bear's
that if I
like,
was you. Sort of the fuck around and find out method.
Exactly.
Yes, I needed armor every day. I woke. No, he was fine, guys. He wasn't
Yeah.
that
I,
angry.
I got like 4 hours of sleep, 6 hours of sleep. Some days, it's fine.
Yeah. In case you guys want to get into touring, here's something you guys need to know. You won't be sleeping. No sleep.
Nope.
Doesn't happen. Doesn't exist. So just learn that now, and you'll be good. Well, okay. So you told us a bit about the I'm Not Normal, and the Witching Hour a little bit. Is there a specific favorite song from those two albums that you say would be your utmost top and the one you'd suggest?
For Abnormal or I'm Not Normal, I would have to say Dead Girls Don't Say No. That seems to be like everyone's favorite and one of my personal favorites. And off the Witching Hour, it's kind of hard to say. I would say like a toss up between, I think the Witching Hour song is probably one of my favorites, and Hocus Pocus.
Okay. Kind of wish I had that one loaded here in the arsenal, but we'll save that for a future stream, I suppose.
Hell yeah.
Man, since it's been since you went on a whole month-long tour with this asshole right here, I want to know the truth. What was your favorite venue you played at?
Oh man, that's a tough one. We played. The thing about touring is most of the time, like when you get back from the tour, it's like everything becomes a blur. But I would have to say the venue that really stuck out was Necto. I really liked Necto and the laser tag place. that was a really fun show. Probably one of the most fun shows that we had was surprisingly at a laser tag arena, and I think we can all agree on that.
Folks, I kid you not. I don't know if it was a laser tag arena converted into a venue or if this laser tag arena was still in operation. I have no idea.
Yeah.
We God, I wish I had my lanyard, but we played at this venue, and I want to say it was in, God, it wasn't Pennsylvania. Was it Pennsylvania? I want to say.
I think it might have been.
We might have been playing, I want to say, in Pennsylvania that night. We played at what was a laser tag arena. And like, it's not like, oh, this used to be a laser tag arena. Now it looks like a venue. No, they did not tear anything down. It was like Martian Land over here, and then it was like a Fiesta Village over here. And then the green room was a literal children's birthday party room in the arcade.
There were no kids in there, mind you. I just
No,
want to
no,
throw
no,
that
no.
out there. There was no
This is
children.
not. This is not Van's Warped Tour. There was no children backstage. Okay,
I would have
so
to
don't get
say
it
if there was,
twisted.
I was probably the closest to being. I was the kid at the party.
Yeah, you were. How did it feel to be the youngest guy on the whole tour?
You know what? I didn't really think about that
Neither did
until
I.
just now. Most people I associate with are much older than me, so it's not. It doesn't really make any difference to me. It's not. I think Paul Stanley once said, "It's not about when you get to the party; it's about being as long as you're there." Something like that.
And I think someone in Blood on the Dance Floor said, "Age is just a number." So.
I don't know about that, but it wouldn't surprise me.
No. We only make jokes here, folks. That's it. That's all we're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Epstein's favorite venue. Shout out Madison. Madison also called you a boomer.
Called me a boomer?
Yeah, he called you. It says right here. If you go into the comments, it says, "Boomer Maddie can't figure out technology." Little did you know he was the youngest.
Oh my god! It was fine it was fine before we started the stream, and I don't know what happened. You had this monster voice, and it was really slow, and to the point where I couldn't even make out a word you were saying. But I'm glad we got it figured out now.
Yeah, no, that's weird. Yeah, I wanted to get that figured out ASAP, but I'm glad we did. Oh man. If I had to say, going back to the favorite venue thing, there was a lot of really great ones. I loved Necto. I even loved playing Furnace 41, but for some reason, Love Drafts stands out.
Yeah, that was another great. That's the thing. We played so many great venues, and it's just hard to remember which ones. But yeah, I forgot about Love Drafts. I got a T-shirt from that place because I liked it so much.
I should have got the Plan B shirt, especially how they were. I think they were using it as donations or something after the
right when a few days after we left, that's when the whole abortion thing came out, and they made a post saying that where all of our shirts, I think they were on sale or something or free, or I don't remember, but
something like that. But I thought that shirt was hilarious because it was it was like Plan B Pilsner or something like that. It was it looked like the Plan B label, but it was for beer.
Yeah.
Now Love Drafts was interesting because it was a brewery and then a venue and restaurant and all of that, and I don't know. I loved it. I loved. I mean, if any place has pinball, I'm sold. Especially if it's Creature of the Black Lagoon and Twilight Zone.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that I love the theming of the venue. Anything horror, I'm in.
Very, very Lovecraftian.
Yeah.
Which
absolutely
probably makes sense.
Yeah.
No. So I want to ask you, for the people out there that do not know, you and I are a bit of what you would call theme park buffs.
Yes, absolutely.
I want to bring this out to the people, man. I want the people to know what would you suggest where you're at? What is the best theme parks, or what are the best theme parks? Can't speak today.
Well, I know for one thing, we don't have many. I think the closest thing to me in my area in Massachusetts would be Six Flags New England. And we also, in Salem, New Hampshire, we have one of the oldest theme parks in the country called Canterbury Lake Park. That's always a really good time. I mean, the thing with Canterbury Lake Park is if you're a huge coaster fan, that's not the place for you. But if you're really old timey kind of stuff and like rides and things like that, that's the place to go. But we also have I think about 4 hours away we have the Six Flags in New Jersey, which is the biggest Six Flags location, and we also have not too far from there is Hershey Park, where they have the chocolate factory where all the chocolate is made, and right next to it is the theme park. I used to go there a lot when I was a kid, and I really liked it. I haven't been there in years, but I just know that over the past over the years they developed a lot of coasters, and now they're a really big coaster park. So I'm excited to eventually go back.
That's
But
cool.
any
Yeah.
of those places, like honestly, I would recommend them all.
I know when we were on tour, you were actually trying to get me to go to the Hershey, at least the dark ride, because you said there was a dark ride there that's like free to go
Yeah,
into?
yeah. They're so for free outside of the park, they have a it's like a free dark ride, and it takes you on this tour and basically puts you in a simulation that you're in the process of being made into chocolate. It's pretty
That's
cool.
kind of dark.
Yeah.
You are being made into chocolate.
They don't say that, but they, it's cool. Like they
Implied.
put you through the oven and like,
Oh, that is a little dark.
it's pretty interesting. But and then at the end of the ride, they give you fresh chocolate for free.
Ooh, fresh chocolate. Yeah, I mean, I only like after tour I found out that the whole town around the Hershey park is like Hershey, like it's called Hershey, right? Like
Yeah,
the whole
the town is called Hershey.
Yeah, and there's like all the lamp posts or street lamps are like Hershey kisses.
Yep.
See,
Yeah. And they
I
even
wish
have
we
the
weren't.
Hershey Bears, which is like their college football team, or actually no, I think that's the hockey team. I don't remember, but they they try to keep everything within the theme.
They got Hershey Sports, is what you're
Yeah,
telling me.
I remember one year, my family went. Motley Crue was playing right there at the park, so we went to go see Motley Crue. That was really cool.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
What the fuck is up, Hershey? I would love to play there.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah, it was cool.
I was spoiled as a kid though. Like I went to Disneyland. Pretty much Disney. I went to Disneyland a lot as a kid. I only as an adult did I start going to like Six Flags and Universal Studios and stuff. Like I went to Disneyland, and we have this park over here called Knott's Berry Farm, which is supposedly America's first theme park. But so that was pretty much it. And that's over in Buena Park. Disney's in Anaheim.
Yeah.
A lot of people preferred going over to Disneyland, even though it's more expensive. But yeah, I'd say I was pretty spoiled growing up, but I didn't get to go on many coasters, because like Disney's cool and all, but like they don't have like,
Many coasters.
Yeah, no, they
Even
don't.
with Disney World, I don't think they have too many coasters. Like they definitely do have, Space Mountain, Mount Everest, and stuff like that. But it's nothing like crazy. You know what I mean?
They're not like Six Flags or anything like that. They're like little like little fun coasters to take the kids on.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
In recent years, I've been more into Universal Studios. I've noticed. I like it. I don't know. Maybe it's because I can drink there.
Well, you can drink at every park, but I'm sure that I haven't been to Universal. Surprisingly,
it's awesome. I mean, if you're a fan of like the old school Universal monsters and stuff, like that's the place to go. Like you got all like Bride of Frankenstein, Invisible Man, Frankenstein's monster, Dracula, like all the classics. Like you got all the merch, and like they have the characters walk around, and I'm more stoked about taking a picture with Dracula than I am with Mickey Mouse. That's just me.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Call me corny.
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
what's that?
I think I forgot to mention. I don't know if you're like a huge like coaster person. If you really follow that, but the one thing, so the Six Flags in New England, or the Six Flags New England, is actually like really small, but we do have one of like the award-winning coasters over there. I think for like 5 years or something like
Which
that.
one?
The Superman.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, but like years ago, like I guess somebody died on it. Like I guess
Superman New
I don't mean
England.
to laugh, but like,
Oh,
like I guess like at the end of the ride, like it didn't stop and it just crashed right into the other cart, train, whatever you want to call it. And I guess like the person that was in the front, they just was gone or whatever. I think actually like when I was a little kid, I have to double check on that, but I think like I was there when that happened. I wouldn't be
I don't know if this is gonna come up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like
it's super like
yeah.
It's crazy because like all like you get to the top, right? And then you just see like the skyline of like of everything. You're like, oh my god, I'm going to die. And it just has like a lap bar, right? And there's no like I don't know what they call it, like the bar that like you hang on to. It's just right on your lap, and you're going like straight down, and so you're back. I'm pretty sure it will give people scoliosis if they go on it enough, but you're just like hanging off. You're like, whoa.
We've got this coaster over here in California. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's Ghost Rider over at Knott's Berry Farm.
Mm-hmm.
That will give you scoliosis. I'm sure anyone who's been out to that park will tell you it beats the crap out of you.
Oh yeah, I love and hate those rides at the same time because like it's a good ride, but the entire time you're just being like you're getting hurt, so you can't really enjoy it. But like the layout of the ride is like really, really cool. It's just the mechanics behind it. Somebody messed up.
Old rides, man. We got a ride over here at our Six Flags. And I haven't been in a couple of years. Keep that in mind, folks. But there was this one ride that I enjoyed, but was terrified of at the same time. It was called X2. And that freaking thing like takes you for a whirl because you're going up backwards. You know, you're going up backwards. And it's one of those coasters where you're dangling, but it also has that function where you're like, woo, it moves around like that, you know? And so you're going up backwards, and then you're going down, and then you're freaking spinning and going down, and there's fire shooting at you, you know, because LA is like, hey, we need fire on our roller coaster. Barely touch our, you know. So
if there isn't enough fires already.
Yeah, in case Californians, you didn't think we had enough fires and not enough water.
Right.
Think again.
Well, why don't they just splash you with water, you know? That's what you would.
Why don't they just splash you with gasoline and then the fire shoots out? You know, just oh, I'm gonna take a look at the old comments here while we're up. Max says we have Enchanted Forest and the small one in Oaks Parks near where you grew up in Selwood in Portland. You know, I've heard of Enchanted Forest. That was one of the parks I've been sort of intrigued on checking out because it looks, I don't know. In recent years, I've sort of developed a fascination with like just theme parks in general, and Enchanted Forest it's been on the top of my list. I don't know why. Whoop. Is that the wooden one? The one that will give you a herniated disc for sure? Yes, Robin. If we're talking about Ghost Rider, that is in fact the case. I did not realize I could do this. Hey, hey!
Hey, look who
Look,
it
guys.
is.
It's old Universal Monsters. Heck yeah. So if we catch you guys trolling the stream, I'm just going to put you guys right up here. Just right up
I
here.
just found the comments, and I'm just reading through. I didn't know Fat Life was here.
Yeah, bro.
If
Fat
you're still
Life.
here, but what's up?
Fat Life, if you're still there, if you're still out there, we love you and we miss you.
Yes.
A little spotlight on Fat Life, folks. Fat Life is the gentleman who was driving Seven Factor and Cyclone 9 on the last tour. Didn't drive us, but we started a very, very passionate relationship that no bounds can rip us apart. But no, Fat Life's the man, and we hope to maybe see if he can do some driving for us someday. Who knows?
Absolutely.
Love roller coasters. Such a rush. Heck yeah. Reading comments.
Give me 1 second.
Ooh, now I'm looking into his home. I'm going to steal that. I'm going to steal that. I'm going to steal that. I'm just kidding. What was my tour diet? Yeah, I'm going to highlight this. Okay. So this is important because eating on the road is important. You know, your body is a machine and you want to make sure the machine has fuel. With that being said, we tried we tried to have a good diet on the road. We started off eating pretty good, like trying to like keep the protein, I guess, regular levels or whatever, you know. But then eventually we hit our first White Castle.
And it just went all downhill from there.
Yeah.
Until Dallas, it got to the point where I got I felt so sick and I got so bloated that I decided to try it it was for fun. I was like, all right, I'm gonna try and go vegan and see how long I can go with this, and I haven't stopped since. So
special shout out to John Siren for giving him the touring vegan book, John's book.
Yes.
Which was pretty cool. So you've been vegan ever since, pretty much?
Yeah. For all you guys that are interested in being vegan, I highly recommend you go on Amazon, you type in the touring vegan, that book is right there, buy it. It's pretty interesting. I just started it. I've been on a really hectic schedule, so it's taken me a little bit to get there. But yeah, going vegan is probably like the best thing I've ever done for myself as someone who has been vegan for so long. That has always consumed meat for so long. You know, that's all I've known because that's all that's around me. And being back on the East Coast, I'm noticing that because it's really big in your area.
Oh, it's the norm on the West Coast.
Yeah, and I came back and it's slowly starting to, you know, get bigger out here, and it's making its way over here. So I came back. I was like, hell yeah! Like it, you know, I'm sure, you know, if I were to be on the West Coast, it would be much easier. I wasn't there long enough, but I mean, you guys got Doomies.
Oh yeah, we got one Doomies, but we got a crap ton of like veggie grills in my area.
Yeah, but Doomies was cool because like it stayed open till like 4 a.m.
Yeah, it's that LA goth kid club life, home comfort, home food, vegan restaurant. In case you guys aren't from LA and plan on coming here and are vegan, which I am not, but I enjoy the food there. Doomies, it's good stuff, man. It's
Absolutely.
good stuff. Shout out Veggie Grill. Yeah, which was kind of awkward when we got to New Orleans because here he is. Here he is being vegan, and I'm sitting over here eating fried alligator tail. So, we had the duality on that. I did feel a little guilty.
I don't
did have
shame
that dream.
anyone.
I told you about
What's
that
that?
dream I had the night
Yeah.
I ate alligator. I had a
Yeah.
dream I was eaten by an alligator in a swamp. So
That means you probably shouldn't do it.
I'm gonna do it again.
You're gonna do it again.
I'm gonna do it again and again and again. No, just kidding. But yeah, guys, that's yeah. So I mean, that's kind of what touring was like. At least diet wise, like I'm surprised you were able to get a good like regimen started like halfway. 60%, 70% through the tour. Like all of a sudden you got onto that vegan thing and you stuck to it.
Yeah.
I was surprised, man. Like you really stuck to it.
Yeah, I was surprised after, a few days, like I felt better. Like being on tour, being so bloated, eating like absolute garbage for an entire month. Well, actually, I was out for about a month and a half because I
were out in Vegas. No, Arizona.
Yeah. And I every day it's just whatever is just easier to get. And what are those places? Carl's Jr., Jack in the Box, like those kinds of,
which is called Hardee's everywhere else, I found out.
Yeah. And you just get that because it's posted everywhere, and you're like, oh, I'll just go to this place because it's easy, right? But it just will run you down. And like I got bloated. I just wasn't feeling good. And now I feel great. Like any sort of vegan food I eat, like anything I eat, like if I were to have like a vegan pizza, for example, like I would feel fine afterwards. And where if you have like a regular pizza, you just feel like trash.
I take that Lactaid, but that's because I got that lactose intolerant.
Oh, so, yeah.
I always take that Lactaid before I eat cheese. But I was feeling a little dangerous on the road. I was like, my intestines are evil and they need to be punished. So I didn't have as much Lactaid.
Right.
And, which is funny. Kind of on the topic of Lactaid, this is a little bit of a jump. I'm having a bit of a squirrel moment here, but I got a lot of, I guess, like on Facebook and on YouTube, I got some strikes against the internal corruption video because there was a narcotic being consumed. That narcotic was just Lactaid. That pill was just Lactaid, just my dietary pill. That's all it is. But with that being said, we're actually reaching towards the end of this broadcast. Once we get towards the end here, there's another question I wanted to ask you.
Yes.
On the topic of cinema, because I know we bounce back and forth between cinema all the time. Doesn't have to be horror. What would you say is a film that inspired you, not just to make music, but just has inspired you in general?
Like any movie or
any
horror?
Movie? No, any movie.
Oh God. I'm trying to think of like. Okay, so this isn't really like a movie, right? But I remember when I was a little kid, there was always like music going on in the house and stuff. But my mom was really into like the 80s hair bands and stuff. So her and I would sit down on the couch and I would just watch what she's watching. It's usually like the VH1 classic rock and watching all those music videos and stuff. And I remember just sitting there and like being so blown away and watching all the documentaries and stuff. And I'm like, wow, this is really cool. So I guess not necessarily that lifestyle, but those seeing these musicians in these costumes playing in front of thousands of people, I was really inspired by that, and kind of hearing their stories and stuff like that, and it
What
kind of
was
made me
the
who I am today.
what was the first band that really like struck you and you were like, this is it. This is it. This is what I want to do.
So I was about 7, and
Start 'em young.
yeah, I just started learning to play drums around that time, and I really liked music, but I wasn't sure if music was something I really want to do. And my parents took me to go see Poison, and I remember that show. Like after that show, I was like, "That's what I want to do with my life." The music blaring in your ears, confetti, pyro, girls everywhere. I was like, "Yeah, this is awesome." There's nothing else like it. There's no drug out there that can make you feel like you're on top of the world and being on a stage. So
That's true. I agree with you on that one as well. It's impossible. It's impossible to recreate that feeling. You can't. It doesn't smell, taste, or feel like anything.
I mean, maybe
it's a,
maybe a little salty, like saltiness from sweat.
yeah. I wear that mask. And
Yep.
I'm tasting myself inside that
Mhm.
mask a little bit.
Yeah, you
I don't know.
got to get your electrolytes from somewhere.
That's how I stayed
Naturally.
healthy. Now, I'm not vegan, folks, but that's how I stayed healthy on tour. I just drank my own sweat and pee. That's it. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do, and you're a rock star. Well, man, it's been a beautiful conversation. I'm glad we got those technical difficulties worked out.
Yes.
Once again, folks, Maddie Corvin, Corvin's Breed. What other are you a part of? I mean, obviously you did the tour with us, but are you a part of any other projects at the moment?
So I am working with Vincent, who you had on your last episode.
Shout out the Androgen.
Yes. I am working on the new Androgen record. I will be performing with them as well. And I have a few other bands, a few other projects that I'm working on, but I'm just going to give you the Androgen for now.
Anything coming up for you? Anything you're able to talk about at all?
Yes. So Corvin's Breed has been working on an album with a somebody that you all know, that I cannot give out that information. However, I know you know who it is. But so I'm not going to give any spoilers, but we're hoping that the album should be released around November of this year. And it's more of a collaboration album between myself and somebody else. And it's somebody that I have worked with in the past. And I think that this is all something that everyone's has been waiting for, and people that are, whether you're a fan of Corvin's Breed or where this particular person comes from, I think it would be
cryptic.
Something like everyone will enjoy. I actually head to Las Vegas in a few weeks to finish the album, do the final touches and stuff. So I'm really excited about that. And we will be on the road this fall. Can't say with who or when exactly, but just expect to see us. If we're in your area, just, come say hi, get spit on or blood on your face, or, whatever happens.
Beautiful. All good things.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, and I have This actually, the album has been in the works for quite some time now, within the past few years. But this is something that I am It's more for an experimental album for myself, and something I'm going a little bit out of my comfort zone for this, and doing something that techniques and styles that I have never done before. So, all you guys that are Corvin's Breed fans, I think you'll really be surprised.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, with that being said, we're going to be getting off here in just a little bit. But before we go, where can people find you? How can people find you? What can people do to get the information as fast as possible from you?
Honestly, everything: Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music.
What should they search to find you?
You can go on Google, just type in Corvin's Breed. Everything is right there. If you have Spotify or Apple Music, I mean, you just type in the name. Make sure there's an apostrophe S though, because a lot of people get that mixed up.
Yes, his name isn't Maddie Corvin's; it's Maddie
Yeah.
Corvin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, with that being said, guys, this was the Cybernetic Séance podcast. This was episode 2. Tune in next week at the same time, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, where my guest will be actually the enigmatic emo rap trap industrial experimental masked freak awesome person resting scary face, man. He'll be here next week. I don't even describe the guy, but that's who he is. If you know, you know. So that's next week, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Once again, thanks again to Maddie Corvin for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I was your host,
Ryan Laney, a.k.a. Ryan Frankenstein. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. That's us signing out. Goodbye.